It's all around. Look around you, man. You can find inspiration. You can find discouragement. It all depends on you. Perception is everything. Some people just hear another song. Some people hear the greatest. A nigga used to have no chill. Nowadays I bump side A. Traffic going bumper to bumper, stuck on the highway. Okay, we talked a lot about issues and problems, and there's one thing that I wanted to get your opinion on. Kamala Harris.
The vice president.
Yes. What are your thoughts on her and the role that she should be playing?
So, we're doing our graduation at the White House on February 9th.
Right.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes,
she opened the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. She heads that up. They are the office in their administration who has put the most money in violence prevention work. They've changed and did executive orders on many levels to help elevate our work, to help empower brothers and sisters on the ground, and that's formerly incarcerated men and women on the front line across the nation doing this work. She has, done a lot of great things. I know that there's people who don't agree with everything that she does, and there's people who don't agree with everything I do.
Right.
There's people who talk about me all day and say stuff, and I'm like, that's me?
Right.
But they do,
Right.
right? And so the lane in which I work with her in, she's been very supportive and has done, she's done great work.
Great work.
In the lane that I work in with her.
Do you think these things don't get highlighted enough?
Definitely do not get highlighted enough.
Why not?
He who controls the narrative controls the story.
Right.
Right? And so they don't want to empower folks. Even the concept of a Kamala Harris as vice president, they don't want that idea to live. Barack Obama, the president, they attacked him his entire time in office. There's a we talked before about individualism and society in general, and what are some ways in which we can make a difference. And I think that we need to understand that until we make a total change, right, the process in which we go through is just that. It's a process. And so nothing happens overnight.
Right.
Nothing happens in absolute, because we're just going through this process until there's a total change, right? And so that's the nature of the beast that we live under.
But she's been instrumental in changing things in silence.
Kamala Harris has been definitely very instrumental in changing stuff in the lane in which we work, in violence prevention, getting guns off the street, saving people's lives, changing it to be a public health perspective, allowing Medicaid to be used to fund and get people the victim services money back, putting more money in victim services, changing some of the RFPs that go down to folks in the Department of Justice, and making those type of executive orders, and continue to do some stuff.
You never hear that.
Yeah,
No one
at all.
ever says that about
At
her.
all. I mean, we barely hear about the president, but we really don't hear anything about Kamala.
So, now we're getting ready to have a meeting at the White House, besides the graduation, right? And maybe you'd be interested in being part of it. But it is a meeting of rappers, athletes, entertainers, and influencers of the culture at the White House with the Office of Violence Prevention. Around how do we, like you asked, right? How do we impact change? How do we educate young people to break that cycle of violence, to not have guns the resolution to your interpersonal conflict, right? To want to have a generation of wealth as opposed to a generation of jail and trauma and drama, and so we're going to be doing a series of those meetings at the White House. And so you have a very influential podcast, right, which makes you, opens your requirement to be in the meeting. You just got to give your name, and hopefully you pass the background check and all of that. But I think you're an influential Black man. I think your podcast is a voice of the culture, and it would be good to have you as part of those conversations, because everything that you're saying about the culture, right, and the people that you bring on, all of them have come here, or on their way to come here, and so what is a spark that we can impact you, right, so that you might, and you're making them the enemy, right? Ask them about how they show up, right, and what their music does to the minds of children. Because I'll tell you, I live in Southeast Queens, right, South Jamaica, Queens, and so we've had. Here he go. He's from Queens?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Yes.
Oh, straight ahead.
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so.
All right. And he's a Knicks fan. There you go. We're together. Big energy.
Are you really?
Yeah.
We can talk about this off camera later.
But they have the longest winning streak in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about
right
that.
now.
You don't want to talk about
I do want to talk about that. Yo, I'm slowly converting.
We don't want you. Stay where you at. Stay where you at. Stay on that side.
No, you definitely want me.
Stay over there. Stay over there. Stay over there.
I saw him at the game.
Exactly.
I saw him
I'm at the game.
We at the game.
I'm at the game.
Brooklyn Nets gear. All stay over there, bro. Stay over
That's
there.
how I go to the Brooklyn Nets game.
With Knicks gear on.
With Knicks gear
Yeah,
on.
me too.
Yeah,
Stay over there.
My friends have told me, stop buying all of this Knicks stuff until they invest in you. Like, stop it. Like, I got Knicks everything between the Knicks and the Buffalo Bills.
We allowed to have a couple of vices. Tell them back.
Oh, I definitely got.
Tell them
I got Knicks all day.
Listen, I don't know what it is, but they're making some real good decisions.
Are you an Aries too?
Yes, I'm an Aries too.
3 for 3.
Wow.
I'm an Aries.
There
go another one over here.
Y'all better start clapping for Taurus.
3 for 3.
You are a cousin. Taurus is our cousin.
Yeah. You're a Knicks fan, you're an Aries, and you're from Queens.
Yeah,
my
that's
same
all
area in
it is.
Queens, South Jamaica.
Oh, straight ahead.
Yeah,
straight
my
ahead.
grandmother's was in St. Albans. We grew up in Southside, like exact. My father's side was in Hollis.
Okay.
Yeah, like all the way across.
Queens. Big Queens. I was gonna bring 2 Queens natives with me today, but beef.
Right.
So we had Rick Ross and 50 Cent. We had Ja Rule and 50 Cent. Right? And so a lot of times people don't realize when they have these beefs, right? And Jim Jones started to talk about this recently with the situation with him
D1
and the gentleman. And it's not about how you feel about me or how I feel about you, but it's the people around us that pick it up and carry it. And you might not even know what's going on. They didn't.
Right.
I am very clear that Rick Ross and 50 Cent had no idea what was happening in the hood in their name.
Right.
Right? But people were beefing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Constantly.
Same thing with Jeezy and Gucci. A lot of that stuff was not firsthand. It was people, you know what I mean?
Right.
This kid goes to this school, and so does this kid, and their father's got issues because of it.
Right. And it's that cycle of violence. Right. And so how do we begin to change the cycle of violence, right? We
Celebrity boxing?
No.
You sure?
That's still
Oh,
violence.
y'all got a problem? Y'all fight it out.
But
Leave
they don't
everybody
need
else
to, because they don't really have a problem.
Right.
Right?
First
Let's
and
find other
foremost.
ways to sell records.
Yeah.
Right? Let's find other ways to sell records. Right? Let's build and invest in our community that we come from. Let's really rep the streets, not just on Turkey Day, right? Or back to school day.
Right.
But let's build institutions so that your legacy and your lineage can live on.
Bust down rolling for the hell of it. It's my time to shine, spotlights is my element. Fuck a plain Jane, don't insult my intelligence. I don't plan on selling it, so I don't see the relevance. You niggas having pawn shop nightmares. I'm light years ahead of niggas, even on a light year. Dawn Perignon stain the laces of my night ears. Born poor, but I'ma die rich, nigga, life's fair.